Employee of the Year, Episode 1, Chapter 2. "Would you mind if I told you a story, Chet?" inquired CEO Krautwasser. He and Chet sat adjacent to each other at one corner of a long glass table in a boardroom that smelled of lemon and tobacco. They were alone. "Okay," said Chet. He nudged his chair back as the CEO leaned in closer. "This was years ago, back before you were born. I probably wasn't much older than you are now, and I'm standing at the top of the Empire State Building. It's raining. It's also late, maybe 10:30 or 11, I forget. Anyway, this woman in an elegant, red, absolutely form-fitting dress walks up to me. As far as I can tell, we're the only two people out there. Now think about it for a minute. You're single, alone, maybe a little inebriated, and standing at the top of the Empire State Building. A beautiful woman walks up to you. What's your first thought?" Chet wondered if this was a test. Yeah, well, he tried to imagine the woman as Beatrix, but he couldn't picture Beatrix in a red dress. "I guess it would be nice if she was there to, ask me out, but this is New York City, which I've heard is pretty dangerous. Maybe she's there to push me?" "Interesting. No, but that might have been my fourth or fifth thought. My first thought was, and I'm paraphrasing here, thank you, Jesus." "Oh," said Chet. His face grew warm. Mr. Krautwasser laughed. "To elaborate, I thought, what an unexpected opportunity. Here I was expecting to go home, sip myself into a stupor, and watch Carson, but then this vision of womanhood walks up to me. I can tell by the look in her eye that there's something she wants." "What do you think she said?" Chet swallowed. The narrative made him think about romance, but he couldn't shake the feeling that the story was leading him somewhere unexpected. "Let's have it out, Chet. What do you think she said?" Chet blurted the first item in his array of ideas. "Maybe she wanted to offer you a job?" "A job? At midnight on the top of the Empire State Building? Not much of a sense of romance in this one, but that's one of the things I like about you. A man without a sense of romance is a man able to devote his life to greater things. Here, let me tell you what she said. She smiled at me with these lips the color of rubies and whispered in a soft but stern voice, 'Give me your wallet, or I'll put a bullet in your liver.'" The CEO leaned back in his chair. "True story. I don't know where she was hiding that gun given the dress she was wearing, but I'll be damned if she didn't have a gun." He looked at Chet over the tops of his large square glasses and added, "I tell that story all the time, but there are a few details I always leave out. I wouldn't consider them especially damning details, but they have become my secrets, those few things that I'll never tell a soul." Chet sat up straight as he prepared for the deluge of questions about his own past. He hoped they wouldn't involve the night he had gotten robbed while manning the Burger's own registers. There were a few details about that event that he had omitted from his report. "Don't you worry, Chet. I respect a man with secrets. The point is that there are different kinds of secrets. There are those like mine from the Empire State Building, personal secrets. I have the option to keep these to myself. Then there are the bigger secrets that I would give anything to keep to myself. Do you understand where I'm going with this?" Chet didn't, but he really wanted to say that he did. "Why don't I just tell you and save us both the agony of waiting?" suggested the CEO. "Mr. Eubanks, there's something I need to tell you, and to say that this is one of those bigger secrets would be an understatement. I'll warn you, I can count every human who knows about this on 2 hands. If this secret ever got loose, there could be serious consequences, not only for you, but also for Burger's Own Corporation and its parent company, BZ North Holdings, of which I am chairman. It would also put our agriculture and ag equipment divisions at risk. Those areas of the globe that rely on our products could face a period of drought as the market scrambles to pick up slack." "Wow," said Chet. "That sounds pretty bad." He felt a growing sense of danger in his gut. His leg bounced beneath the table as if caught in a never-ending loop. "This is about space, isn't it?" The CEO grunted. His smile melted. "I thought I made it perfectly clear that Burger's Own Corporation isn't going into space until after this global congress gives the green light. This could take years." He removed his glasses, folded them, and set them on the table next to his tumbler. His gray eyes narrowed. "That said, yes, Burger's Own is going into space, and very soon." He rubbed the bridge of his nose. In a softer voice, he added, "And we are breaking so many laws to do so." "Can I go?" asked Chet. The CEO perked up and said, It gets better than that, Mr. Eubanks. Not only do I intend to send you into space, but I have handpicked you to be the intergalactic face of Burger Zone. Chet's brain threw an exception. The intergalactic face of Burger Zone? He whispered. The only thing he could think to do was stare at the chandelier. The dangling crystals reminded him of stars. I'm, honored, but why me? Excellent question, Mr. Eubanks. Do you remember why you asked to join our Burger Zone team all those years ago? The CEO continued without waiting for an answer. I do. I personally investigated each and every one of our Employee of the Year finalists. I even came to your restaurant and placed an order, in disguise, I'll note. While there, I took the opportunity to read your application for employment. You were quite explicit. Do you recall what you wrote? Chet had learned to feel shy about his application after Steve had given him a hard time about a few of his answers. I wanted to start saving money for a starship, he admitted. And let's boil that down. You were excited about first contact. You wanted to go into space. This played into your favor during the selection process. Not that there weren't other reasons I picked you, of course. During our focus groups, your face tested positive with a number of alien races. In fact, overall, your face tested better than any of the other finalists. There is, however, a more significant reason, which is this. As I placed that order, I could smell the stink of dedication on you, and it was potent. I can even smell it now. Chet cringed. Really? Semi-clean clothes, deodorant, perspiration, burgers. You're a man who works the hard hours. You might only be part-time, but you take any shift your manager gives you and you work it to the end. The CEO pulled a piece of folded paper from inside his jacket pocket and placed it on the table. He left it folded. Let's say we make you our intergalactic face, and we put you out there in the deepest, darkest corners of space, and we give you duties that would make Doc Savage cry. Do you think that you would be able to maintain the same level of commitment to this company? Chet found it difficult to keep his cool while still sounding enthusiastic. I'm your man. Well, that's good to hear, because there's a catch. And you aren't going to like this.